in a 2014 Chevy Equinox. We're going to do a remote starter. We're going to do the plug-and-play remote starter. I'm going to show you the disassembly. I'm going to start by putting the key in the ignition, turning the wheel to the side. We need to pop up the steering column cover to expose some screws buried underneath it. And if you see, you can do it on both sides. So, just going to turn the wheel here, pull up on the steering column plastic, just like that. See, I'm closing it, now I'm pulling up. I'm going to go to this side, do the same thing, shut the key off, remove it from the ignition. Okay, once we have this piece up, there's two screws that we're going to take out underneath the plastic. Okay, we're going to put the key back in the ignition. Now we're going to turn the steering wheel over. And we've exposed the screw. It's actually a Torx screw. Appears to be a T15 Torx. I'm going to remove both screws. Now underneath there's also a screw, and it's a T15 also. And you'll see it right down underneath the steering column. I'm going to remove that. Once all the screws are removed, we can take off the steering column plastic shroud. This column will come apart in 3 pieces. Telescope the wheel all the way out for better access. And we just want to remove the cover plastic. Now if you want to take everything apart, if you want to pull the lower dash, you can do that as well. There's 7 millimeters underneath the dash. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take it apart. You may or may not want to do this step. I'm going to show you that you can take everything off if you choose to do that. And we'll release the hood release cable. We can go ahead and get that out of our way. And if we want to even go one step further and have total access, I'm going to pull 4 10 millimeters out of this cover plate. Okay, there's 2 plugs that we're going to have to access at the ignition switch. There's the main ignition plug, which is right here, and there's the immobilizer plug, which is right here. To remove the immobilizer plug, just pull outward and it will release. To remove the main ignition plug, we want to pull the red clip back and depress the clip and pull straight out to remove the main ignition plug. We'll also need to make one connection at the vehicle's diagnostic plug. We have limited access to the wires back here, but we're going to unscrew the plug. To remove the diagnostic plug, there are 2 Phillips screws located here and here on the sides of the plug. We're going to take the screws out so we have better access to the wires behind the diagnostic plug. We're going to have to make one connection to pin 1 at the diagnostic. With our diagnostic plug removed, we're going to cut back the tape a little bit using a razor knife. We're going to be very careful not to cut the wires, but just through the tape so we have a little more room. Okay, so we're looking to connect to this green wire right here. Get a better picture of it. On the back of the diagnostic plug located at pin 1. If you're looking at the diagnostic plug from the front, pin 1 is in the upper corner. Okay, our product is pre-assembled, which means the remote starter and the Fortin module are already connected. All the connections between them are made. The only thing left for us to do are to make the ignition plug connections, and we're going to go to pin 1 at the diagnostic plug with our brown wire, and we're also going to connect to the parking lights with our white wire off of the remote starter unit. To install the remote starter, we're going to take our ignition plug from our kit and we're going to plug it into the ignition plug. We're also going to take our immobilizer wire from the kit and we're going to plug it into the immobilizer connection on the vehicle. Now we're going to take the vehicle's ignition plug and plug it into the corresponding end on our T-harness. It only fit one way, so don't worry about plugging it in backwards. And we're going to lock it in and push the clip in after we plug it in. We're going to plug our immobilizer plug into the corresponding plug on the T-harness. We are now connected into the ignition system of this vehicle. At this point, we're going to take our brown wire and we are going to run our brown wire to the diagnostic plug and plug into pin 1 at the diagnostic plug. We're ready to begin programming